So, gotta make another first form entry video. Easy 20 points. Staying dedicated with this. First thing I like to say is day 7, nicotine gum, no cigarettes. Why do I think I'd be a great athlete? Because, a great athlete is, in all aspects, helping people better themselves. Running the distance in the marathon that we're all in together, which is called life. Quite frankly, I came from a lot of trauma. I came from my mom going through a lot of stuff. Single mom, dad leaving me, to becoming a dad of 2 kids, to homeschooling these 2 kids, to teaching a little bit of Frank Sinatra on the piano to my son. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. There's so much stuff that I want to excel in and I want to accomplish on this lifetime. And there's no time to really hold on to the past. A lot of things really hindered me in my walk before these competitions came out. So these competitions really give me more drive to be a better version of me. And it's like, you only get one life, and that's the truth. You only get one life, and at the end of it, I like to really think like you get a review sheet. And when you get back that review sheet with a little bit of quantum thinking, God will probably say, hey, look at all these infinite possibilities that you could have done. And you sat there, you complained. You sat there, you made excuses. You sat there, you dove into your addictions. You didn't take things slow. You didn't learn something new. So the sky's the limit. And a lot of people like to live under the ceiling of a house. They like to get too comfortable. I don't like to get comfortable anymore. In this world, I want to challenge myself to climb mountains. Somebody can either take the ski lift all the way up to the mountain, or they could climb it. I don't know what or a regular lift up to a mountain, right? You could take the stairs or you could take the escalator, and then it's all about conditioning and breaking through those stigmas, so like a lot of Andy Frisella videos state, like day 75 hard, that's really challenging the spirit right now, because in those moments you will truly realize who you are. Am I perfect in it? No, but I get back up and I keep trying and I keep trying and I keep trying, and I'm not aiming for perfection. I'm aiming to excel, and I'm aiming to make this habituary, to where it's a new lifestyle, because the old one has to be demolished. The old lifestyle of what? Dousing myself with alcohol, dousing myself with problems, dousing myself with drugs, constantly, instead of saying, what? There's many doors that are open, but I'm focused on the ones that are closed. So out right here, like I like to take my little mat out here, do a little sunbathing, get a little tan. Been going for a lot of walks and a little bit of runs now, really trying to change a lot of aspects and see new horizons. I have the drive, learned a lot of calisthenics, still got to learn how to do a backflip, want to learn more things, and I think that's one thing about life is just the principal business of life is just to enjoy it, not to be overwhelmed by bills, anxieties, freaking people doing you wrong. We don't got time for that. We're all trying to lift each other up. We're all one. We all come from the same God. As you can see, that beautiful sky behind me. That beautiful sky was made intricately. The human anatomy is made intricately. The body to recover itself. So like I said, damage can be reversible. As you can see down there, brushing the hell out of my teeth. For a while, a lot of people said, hey, like, you don't have a great smile. And I conformed to these ideologies. And then at the same time, that became my thought process. And I started brushing my teeth and I'm wiping away the stains and just trying to embrace change for the better. Almost like Biden's presidential slogan. I don't like the guy that much, but that's for another video. But build back better, right? We got to build back better. And that's what the time is about. It's in each individual aspect, because if we can't change ourselves, then guess what? We can't change the world, and it starts one by one by one by one. So if one person is carrying the torch and that inspires another, then guess what? We can keep multiplying numbers, and I truly think that's what an athlete is. There's a lot of people right now that are just giving up on their goals, giving up on their dreams, and, that's a burden. Raise awareness for depression and people that, are stuck in the rut. Lives are being taken right now, and, people are giving up, where it's like there's hope. There's hope, and, I want to be the messenger for hope. It's the same thing with why I advocately read the Bible, follower of Christ. I just follow the laws, and I try to stay within bounds. Definitely 10 commandments. Verse 5, serving God. Second 5 of the commandments, serving your neighbor. Making sure that you guys live in peace and harmony. Also, watching what you eat. That's another thing, diet. A lot of stuff can affect the neurological components of the brain. Too much caffeine intake, etc., etc. Implementing the right vitamin sources if you can't get your micros in, putting in a nice supplement, always being there for somebody like a sponsor, and constantly checking up on people to make sure that they're always bettering themselves and that you're going to go the distance. It's not about the buck. It's not about, the pride that comes with your accomplishments. It's about humbling yourself to say, hey, I've been down in the rut, and, I wouldn't wish it upon my worst enemy, so helping everybody up to realize their maximum potential. And, that's what I really think makes me a great athlete. I am First Form, Legion of Boom. We do the work. Shout out Andy Frisella. Shout out his great company. Shout out Saul Frisella. Shout out everybody working hard. Stacy, man, dude, I'm going to learn how to do a triple vertical flip, whatever. I don't know the political correct terms for it, but man, those things look dope as hell. See, inspiration right there to say, hey, and the same thing I tell my son, right? I tell him, I'm like, man, you better not be envious, or you better not be jealous of somebody, because if you sit down and you play video games all day and you don't succumb to come to nothing, then guess what? You have no right to hate on, a fellow neighbor, fellow brother, fellow sister for their talent that they polished over the years. Don't be jealous. So these are these core components that I realize. Removing a lot of greed, removing a lot of envy, removing a lot of jealousy, and replacing vices with virtues, patience, humility, etc., etc. And it all starts with changing the mindset, because once you change the mind, the body will adapt, and it's just a phenomenal process that I can't really explain, but I know it's God-given. So I also have to use my gifts down here while I still have them, because like I said, once I get that review sheet back, God's going to be like, hey, you did this, you just slouthed all day, you didn't do nothing with your son, etc., etc. And time is of the essence. I only get one life to prove this. So it's not even proving it to the world, it's proving it to God that I am worthy of this thing that we call life. It's a great blessing to be alive. Look, beautiful grass, beautiful sky, and what more can I complain for? Crappy, like most people would say it's a crappy car, but I see beauty. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder. You might see that, but I see a Mona Lisa. I want to restore that car, and I want to learn, like I said, more interesting components on how to take care of something, because it's not just the aesthetics of it. It's not just, no, it's about really showing the love over and over and over again to water something. So once again, I think that's what makes me a great athlete. Thank you for listening. Until next time.